preparing for the forthcoming UTME examination, the JAMB exam for 2025. If you are preparing for that exam, you desire to get admitted into the university of your choice come year 2025, then you need to pay attention to this information. A lot of students over time have failed to actually get what they desire at the JAMB exams. I do not want you to be a victim, and that is why I am sending you this very vital information. I'll be giving you 4 steps that you can follow to achieve success at the forthcoming JAMB exam 2025. I want to ask you a question. What goal do you have, or what is your target for this exam? So the first point is goal setting. It is very, very vital, and it's very important. A lot of students have, over the years, they have not been able to attain the particular score or the limit or the requirement that is needed for a particular course of choice that they have applied for, right? Simply because there was no goal setting at the beginning. So you need to learn, or you need to set a goal at the very beginning. Set a goal and make that goal, let it be clear. Have a clear goal. What do you want to achieve? What score? What is the particular score you want to have? What is the range? Do you want to score 200? You want to score 250, 270, 280? Or you want to score 300 or above 300? You want to score 320, 360? You need to have a goal that is clearly spelled out. Once you have the goal, you now have to break that goal down. You need to break it down into short-term goals and long-term goals. Let's say you want to score 300 in the JAMB exams, okay? That is a goal. That is a long-term goal. So, but you need to break it down into practicable short-term goals, all right? And what are those short-term goals? How many months do I have before the exam? The exam is going to be in April of 2025, and this video is being recorded in December. So you have barely 4 months to prepare for the exams. And so you have to break it down. You have to break that goal down into short-term goals. If you're able to break it down into short steps, into short-term goals, at the end of this month, I should have covered 25% of what is required of me. By the end of 2 months, I should have covered 50%. If you do that, then you will be able to attain success in your exam. One thing about goal setting is that your goal has to be smart. What do I mean by smart? It has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable, it has to be realistic, all right, and it has to be time bound. Your goal has got to be time bound. Specific in the sense that you must have a specific goal. Make it written down, all right? Write the vision and make it plain that he may run that read it. So it has to be specific. Don't just say, I want to pass the exam. When you say, I want to pass the exam, that is a vague goal, okay? If you score 200, that is still a pass mark. But that might not be enough to get you the course of your desire. So you must have a specific goal, and then the goal must be measurable. You must be able to measure the goals that you are setting for yourself. And it must be attainable. It must be attainable. It must be a goal that is actually attainable. It must be realistic. You have to be realistic with yourself. You have to be realistic with yourself. And then the goal has to be time bound. And that was why I spoke about you breaking down your long-term goals into short-term goals. It has to be time bound. What are the goals you want to achieve for each month? And then each month's goal, you still break it down into weekly goals, and the weekly goals, you break it down to daily goals. How many chapters do I need to cover each day so that I can actually meet up with the requirements that will get me the goal that I desire? This is very, very important. So goal setting is number 1. Number 2, understand the price to pay. Because for every prize winner, there is a price to pay. So you need to understand the price that you need to pay to be able to achieve that goal. And what is the price? What is the price? The Bible says, who amongst you wants to build, you want to build, will not first sit down to count the cost. So you have to count the cost. You need to know, what do I need to do? What are the sacrifices I need to make to be able to achieve these goals? What are the things I need to cut down on Is it my presence on social media or watching of television and all of that? You need to cut down on all of those things so you can pay attention to your studies. You need to understand the requirement. And part of what you need to understand also, you need to understand for each subject that you will be writing at the JAMB exam, how many topics do I need to cover? So maybe you're a science student and you're writing English, use of English, you're writing biology, chemistry, and physics. You must have an idea of the number of topics you're meant to cover. In chemistry, for example, you have 18 topics. You are meant to have covered 18 topics before the exams. In physics, you have about 39 topics that you must have covered before the exam. So when you know the number of topics, then you can divide it. If I have 18 topics, all right, can I actually cover these 18 topics in the first 2 months and then go over it a second time? All right, in the remaining 2 months. So if you do that, at the end of the day, you have covered the whole syllabus maybe twice or more before the exam, and that makes you to master the topic. You've mastered the topic, and then you have treated a lot of questions. So you must understand the price to pay, and part of the price to pay also is that you must be ready to learn. You must be ready to learn. If you need to enroll in a coaching class, then you need to get that done. It could be offline, it could be online, it could be that you need to go register at a coaching center. Then do that and be disciplined, okay? Make sure you attend your classes at the right time, you're there at the right time, and you pay attention. Do not be distracted. There are a lot of distractions at your coaching centers. A lot of you just go there to socialize, to hang out with your friends. And then at the end of the day, when the result comes, you begin to look for who to blame. So do not be distracted, all right? Be focused. Get to your center and pay attention to what the teacher is teaching you. And after the class, you can ask questions, and after that, go back home and you do your own practice, all right? You study and you practice. So you need to enroll for a class. And lastly, you have to prepare. You have to practice. Practice and practice and practice. The more you practice, the more you master the subject. All right? So practice makes permanent. What you have practiced over time, it becomes part of you. So you need to practice over time. Do not assume that you have mastered a topic if you have not covered several questions on that particular topic. And that is why you have your past questions. So when you treat a topic, you go back to the past questions and you attempt a lot of questions on that topic. As many as you can lay your hands upon. 50 questions on one topic? Yes, if you can, or much more than that. That is how you master the topic. And if you've done that over time, you get used to the topic, and then you master the subject. And when the questions will come in the exam, questions are being repeated. So those questions will be repeated, and you just find yourself acing the JAMB exam. And so let me say this finally as I close. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. What does that mean? That means some people had started preparing for this same exam you're going to write some months before now. All right? And you might not have started preparing, but the second best time to start preparing is now. Do not procrastinate, okay? Do not say, no, I'll wait till 2025 or I'll wait till 2 months to the exams before I start. This is the best time to start. It's now. Start. Do not procrastinate. Get disciplined. Discipline yourself. Be focused. Be determined. And nothing can stop you. You can actually achieve that goal, and you can get that course that you desire to study. I wish you the best. I would like to invite you to my YouTube channel, The Brainiac Tutors, and on that channel you have access to several videos on each topic in your JAMB, the JAMB syllabus. You have topics in the sciences, physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology. You have different diverse topics, and you also have topics in the other departments, but basically in the sciences you have topics. You can just subscribe to the channel and you can have access to videos, and different past questions are treated there, and I've also given you different tips that you can use to easily understand each of these topics and master them. Thank you for being a part of this podcast. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.